What is up, nerds? It is Reptile DIY here again, and today we are talking CRUST pants. More specifically, these lace-up sections that you put in the crotch of your CRUST pants. So let's get this shit started. Alright guys, so back when I got into punk, 2005, 2006-ish, there was not a lot of resources showing people how to make punk clothes. Your best bet was to go to a show and see how other punks were dressed, or even look at some album art. However, there was a website called Oxblood Oi, and this guy had hundreds of thousands of photos of people's punk gear that they would send in, and I would pore over this website just to get inspiration. One of the things I really liked that I saw on Oxblood Oi were these lace-up CRUST pants. A lot of crust punks in the 80s and 90s were doing this, and I thought it was the coolest shit ever. So of course, I had to put some lace-up crotches on my first pair of CRUST pants that I started making in 2007. Now I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. So let's talk about supplies. The first thing you're going to need is a canvas shoe. You can use Vans, you can use Converse, or just any shoe that you have. I'm going to be using my partner's old work shoes that were going to get thrown away. If you're looking for a free pair of shoes, I would check the dumpsters behind thrift stores. They throw away donations that are too beat up to sell. So definitely check in those dumpsters and get an old beat up pair of shoes. And it doesn't matter how beat up they are, all we really need is the upper part of the shoe. You're also going to need some needles, some safety pins, and you're going to need some sewing thread. I like to use dental floss, but you can also use wax thread. Regular thread works just as well. Also a pair of scissors, our razor. You also need a piece of scrap cardboard and a lighter. So here's an old pair of patch pants that we're going to be working on today. One thing with these lace-up crotches is the more patches you have on it, the better the lace-up crotch looks. If you're going to put these on a pair of pants with no patches on them, the lace-up crotch might look a little bit goofy, but hey, that is just my opinion. And don't listen to me, I dress like an idiot. So here's our shoe. Like I said, it was my partner's old work shoes that were going to get thrown away. They are just some knockoff Vans. So we're just going to go in and we're just going to cut the upper part out with a pair of scissors. Just like that. Next up, we're going to open up our pants. And we're just going to find out where we're going to put our lace-up crotch. Preferably, I would anchor them onto patches. Seeing how my pants don't have patches up there, we're just going to sew them where they go. Next up, we're going to use some safety pins and safety pin everything down. Here comes our scrap piece of cardboard. We're going to put that inside of our pants so we don't sew our pants shut. Now guys, at this point, I'm pretty sure you know how to thread a needle, but I'm going to show you how I thread my needles. I take 2 handfuls of my floss, I fold it in half, I find the middle, I run my needle through it, and I do a double knot on the opposite end. This way your thread is doubled up and it's twice as strong. So here we are, we're getting ready to sew. First off is we're going to start anchoring at the very bottom. We're going to go in and out. And we're going to pull it through. We're going to get to the end and we're going to run it through the middle of that loop. We're going to set it. This is how you anchor your thread, if you guys don't know. And we're going to do that 2 or 3 times so you get a nice good anchor. There's our second time. Now guys, I am sewing with one hand. You are seeing that. One of my followers only has use of one of his hands, and I just wanted to show that even if you are not able-bodied, you can still DIY. So shout out to you, Soaring Falcon. But anyway, on the third go-over, we're actually going to go up a little bit. And when you sew, you kind of want to do straight stitches, and then you're going to go at an angle over. So it's going to go straight, angle up over, come out, and then go back. It's going to look like just straight stitches, okay? Go in straight and then angle out over, just like that. It's kind of hard to explain, but once you get in there and start doing it, you'll understand. But you guys probably already know all this since you're watching a video about CRUST pants. But here we are. We're just going to do the whole thing all the way up just like that. So when we're at the very end, we're just going to tie it off, run it through a few times, and just tie it off, run it through that loop. This is why I like doubling up my thread like I showed you at the beginning, because it allows you to double up on these loops. So do that 2 or 3 times. And just tie it off. And when you're all done, you're just going to want to cut your thread, your floss, whatever you're using. Now if you're using a dental floss or wax thread, you can go back with a lighter burn it shut. This is a synthetic thread, so it melts right to your pants. If you're using just regular thread, you don't have to melt it, just tie it off real close and cut it. Here we are melting everything, and that's pretty much it, guys. So you could possibly cut out the entire crotch of your pants and sew in the lace-up crotch. I think that'd be a massive pain in the ass. Unless you are a skilled seamstress, I'm not sure how well that's going to turn out. So pretty much all I do is just sew over my existing zipper and just run the zip-up crotch over that. But here we are, we're doing the exact same process to the other side. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. All that's left to do is to put our laces in. Bam. We are completely done, just like that, guys. Super easy. Like I said, I would put some more patches outside of the lace-up crotch just to anchor it in a little bit more, but that's pretty much it, guys. So here's our finished pants with the lace-up crotch. I absolutely love the extra texture that this lace-up crotch adds. Looks pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Mad Max, Road Warrior kind of vibes. In the future, I will definitely be doing more content on CRUST pants because there's a lot to know. I've been doing this DIY shit for about 17 years, so if you want to learn a thing or two, definitely hit that button down below. Also check out my other DIY tutorials. Until next time, see you later, nerds.